Welcome back to the channel, lads. It is episode number 52 of our Tranmere Rovers Road to Glory career mode as we begin our second season in the Premier League, the sixth season of the series, which is unbelievable. To be fair, I didn't think I was capable of going on for 6 seasons, but I'm actually enjoying it, and that is the most important thing. But going into the second season here, of course, as we know, we did avoid relegation last season and some more because we did the unthinkable to win the Carabao Cup, which could, of course, mean Conference League football this season. I'm getting a little bit carried away with myself there, Europa League, I wish. But let's see what the board have given to us then in terms of our budget for the new season. It's going to be £16 million. Now, that is disappointing considering we got at least double this last season, if I remember correctly, £16 million. And considering we've got about £9.7 million to pay for our third season installment for the new stadium, that would mean we will have about £6 million left before we sell players. We've got one or two sellable assets, which could make it a little bit better, but £16 million, man, that is poor from the board. Let's see what the objectives are then for the season. Domestically, they want us to finish mid-table with £16 million. They want us to finish mid-table. That is ridiculous. And within 2 seasons, and qualify for the Europa League. It's standard. The FA Cup reached the round of 16. In the Conference League, they only want us to reach the group stage, which would mean we would have qualifying rounds to play. But we will see. We've got youth academy or youth development here. They want us within 2 seasons to have at least one player from the youth academy signed to the first team and play at least 50% of the games. I've got some bad news in terms of the youth academy, by the way. And brand exposure of 5 games without defeat in home matches this season, and to sell 3 players. That is why they've given us £16 million. So basically, they want us to sell 3 players. That is incredible. But gain £21 million earnings from shared sales this season. That one we will pretty much do with a couple of signings. And within 3 seasons, they want us to increase the club worth by 50%. Okay, so now that we have simulated 1 day into the new season, we have the updated team, the likes of Justin Davini, Scanlon. We haven't made that deal permanent from last season. They've returned back to the parent club. The likes of McGee and Reece Williams have also left the signed pre-contract agreement. Norman have retired. We should now have an updated transfer budget here. Let's take a look. Should be around 18 million. I thought it would have been around 18, 19 million, to be fair. That looks completely fine with me. We will now go on to pay our 3rd season's installment for the new stadium, and I'll keep you updated accordingly. It's going to be a struggle for us this season, given the amount of positions that we need to strengthen. The loan signings from last season has gone back to the parents' club. There's still 1 or 2 positions that we want to strengthen, as well as bring in a replacement for those loan signings last season. And £16 million. Now we have paid the £9.7 million in our stadium installment. We have only got £8 million this season. Before we sign or sell anyone, we've got £8 million, and the board wants us to finish mid-table in the Premier League. That is going to be a real struggle, but I do enjoy the challenge. Let's see what we can do in terms of play sales, in terms of whether we can construct some decent deals for ourselves before the end of the transfer window. Of course, we're going to have to rely on 1 or 2 free agent signings. So we have got a transfer offer here for Richard Kone from Lazio, who have decided to match his £30 million release clause. Approached by Lazio. I mean, Lazio last season they finished 7th in Serie A, which means they are in the Conference League, which is exactly the same situation as ourselves this season. Although historically a bigger and better football club than we are, at the moment we are on the same level with them, which would mean I would go on to give Richard Kono a new contract, remove that release clause. However, if a bigger team than us, if a team that are in a better position than us puts an offer that is close to that £30 million, we will consider that offer and allow him to go. It'll be tough to replace, but for 30 million plus, I'm happy to do that deal, just not to Lazio. Let's sort out a new contract for him. This is costing us quite a few bucks to be able to extend this contract here, but it's going to be a crucial role as you'd expect. 40k in wages, that is the bar though, because whoever player we go on to renew their contract this season, we are going to sort of compare that to Richard Kone's wages. The fact that he was probably our best player last season and our highest rated player in the team, 200k in signing and bonus and 500k if he goes on to score 15 goals for us this season. I'm sure he will sign that. He will. That is a reasonable offer. Like I said, if a different team puts an offer for him for that sort of value, 35 million pounds, I will consider that, and that's the promise we have made to him. And so then, with Richard Kone signing his new contract, the expectation is for him to lead the line for us in what is almost a new era for Tranmere Rovers. New style of play, new system, new formation, new stadium going into our first game of the season. It will be 3-4-2-1 formations. It almost sort of requires specialist players to get this right, but that's what we have got the transfer window for, right? We can hopefully bring in a few players to strengthen the team. I know we've only got £8 million, but we have to be creative to make this work. And we've got Joseph Goodwin at the moment playing on the right-sided centre-back position. We know he's not a centre-back, although I do believe he can do a job there for us. We will try and focus on bringing in a centre-back who is better in that position, the likes of Humphreys and Dekar. I'm happy with both players starting. Bergstrom, of course, the second most clean sheet last season. I'm happy for him to start in goal for us. Lorreton and Savage, though, we need a little bit of work there. Last season, we brought in Justin Davidi in the second half of last season. But of course, we couldn't make that deal permanent. He's gone back to Crystal Palace now. The likes of Calaparkin, Henry, I don't think both players have got the quality to be able to compete with this too. But in the number 10s, that is certainly a position we need to strengthen. Maybe one or even two players in those centre midfield positions. In the number 10s, you've got Kerr Gibb and Charlie Webster. Both players will be crucial for us. Up front, Richard Kone with that new contract, as we said, the expectation is for him to lead the line for us. Out wide, Harvey Vale is almost perfect in that right midfield position. Is going to be tasked with up and down that right hand side. I do prefer left footers as the right midfielders in the system, and I also do prefer left footers on the left hand side as well. But at the moment, we've got Gallimuna in there, who was on loan at Hull City last season. The plan is to bring in a left-sided player who will take over from Gallimuna, and we can have Gallimuna as a backup options in that left-hand side, as well as one of the number 10 positions as well. Driscoll is back from his loan last season at Queen's Park Rangers, a 7-2 rated. He will be playing some parts for us this season. So really the plan is to bring in a centre-back, one or two midfielders, a wide player, and potentially a backup to Richard Kone, depending on what happens. One of the difficult things to having a backup to Richard Kone is he's got some freakish stamina, really. He can play every game if we wanted him to. So having a backup striker who is not going to play too many games, sometimes it doesn't make sense unless we can find a player that's capable of playing as a number 10 and almost as a striker as well. That will give us, and that will give him something, that will give us something to think about in certain games. And talking about being creative and being smart on the transfer market, let's go ahead and make our first signing here. It will be a left back. I've got two options right now, Lasse Gunther, and we've also got Luke Chambers, the youth academy graduate of Liverpool, by the way, which might just give him the edge here, given that he knows the city, is more of an out-and-out left back that can also give us cover as a centre-back if we need to. We've got Gunther, who is the more explosive player, it looks like, especially his physical attributes and certainly his finishing there, 63 finishing. He looks like the better finisher in terms of ball control, crossing, dribbling. There's not much difference between both players. Chambers is better on the ball though, and is more of an out and out left back really, with an option to play in that left-sided centre-back position. Gunther, on the other hand, will be perfect as that left wing back and left midfield option for us. But the problem here is Chambers would pretty much be decent to play in two positions for us, and that's one of the things we need to consider this season. In terms of wages as well, I think Chambers might just be the cheaper option to go for. He's got that English football experience, Liverpool Academy graduate, of course, on loan at Wigan Athletic. He would have been on loan at Wigan in the first season here. I think we might just go for Luke Chambers here, you know. It's a tough one, isn't it? It's a tough one. We have scouted Gunther extensively throughout last season as well. We could have signed him on a pre-contract agreement, but opted not to. He's now a free agent. On the other hand, Chambers, just that ability to give us cover in two positions that we need in the team. You know what, though? Although we want to play three at the back formation, that might not work, and we decide to revert back to four at the back. And if we do, Chambers might just be the better fit playing in that left back for us, because he's much better defensively, I believe. Let's go for Chambers. I hope I don't end up regretting this, but let's see what we could do here, given that we don't have his final scout report just yet. Him and his agents straight away decided they wanted a crucial role. It gives me a little bit more confidence that we're signing a decent player here. For 30k in wages, 200k in signing on bonus, 200k if he keeps 15 clean sheets this season in that left back, left midfield position. I'm happy for him to sign that deal. That's a reasonable offer. Maybe we might have slightly overpaid in terms of his wages, but we will find out shortly. Here we go then. The player has arrived for that medical and, of course, to sign that contract. He meets the gaffer for the first time. We will have to work on his attacking attributes moving forward, especially, you know, that he's got a decent crossing already, but maybe that finishing could improve a little bit more, because I do believe he will find himself in goal-scoring positions with the new system, and we would want him to try and finish that. He gets the number 4 shirt for the season. I tell you what, I think we've made the right decision there, you know. He's just -2 playing in that position, and with a little bit of work on his finishing, he's only going to get better in that position. Also, he can slot in at that left-sided centre-back for us when we need him to. I think we have made the right decision going for him as opposed to Lasse Gunther with that Premier League experience. Not Premier League, because I don't think he played too many games for Liverpool. He might have done last season, but we found him as a free agent. Excellent from the scouting department, and that is our first signing done. We can now focus on centre-backs and centre midfielders. And so then, with one signing in, we're looking to strengthen other areas as well. The global scouting network for the season have now been set up. We're looking for a starting centre-back, the right centre-back position really. Early to mid-20s, a little bit of experience there. And hopefully we can find one centre midfielder we're looking for as well. First in quality, early to late 20s. And we're also looking for more of a backup really in the attacking midfield position, given that we have got Kergib in that position. We've got Charlie Webster, who was excellent for us last season. We've also got the young Driscoll, who will give us backup in that position. So we're looking for one more option as a backup. Out wide, I know we've brought in Luke Chambers right now, but if we can still strengthen in that area, someone who will be happy to come off the bench. We've got Donnelly, who can also give us cover on the right-hand side, but maybe more of a left-sided, this time more attacking option, and a striker, also backup option for a striker, given that we have renewed Richard Coney's contract and someone to back him up for the season, which can be difficult to find. But we have got about a month or so in the transfer window to try and sort that out. We've got a scouting in England at the moment. That's just continued from last season. We have sent Palmer here. I believe we have sent to Spain. That's one of the places that we haven't really scouted, have we, in Spain. We've got Lauritsen scouting in Germany. We have scouted in Germany a few times. Gary Fallon is scouting in Argentina for the first time. We have decided to go into the South American market. We have got the United States as well. Stankovic scouting in the United States, North America this time. And Razanin scouting in Italy. Italy, I believe, a nation that we have scouted 1 or 2 times as well, but doing the same this season. I think it's very clear for us that for us to make any more signings this season, we will have to sell some players. £5 million. This is the problem, though. We have a really small squad right now, so I'm not sure who we can sell. But talking about selling players, we have got a transfer offer here for Charlie Webster, who will be our captain once again for the season. From Marseille, we have got that offer from, again, the same as Lazio. Marseille finished 6th in the French league last season, which gets them Europa League place. I know, historically they're a much bigger football club than we are, but we don't have to sell Charlie Webster to them. If a team that are, in a better position than us right now in terms of their status in European football, where they finished last season in their league, I will consider these offers. But both Lazio and Marseille are in the Conference League, and we are competing with them in the same competition. Why not reject those offers? We need to sell, but at the same time, we're not desperate to sell, if you get what I mean. And here we go then for our first outgoing of the season. It is Joseph Goodwin. I think he's joining Sampdoria for £9 million, accepting a couple of offers for him, but I think he will take the Sampdoria move. Let's take a look here. It is indeed Sampdoria for £9 million, a player who at best was going to be a squad rotation option for us this season, and to get that amount of money for him, I'm really happy about that. Bastakunin is the other one that might be heading out on loan shortly. Here we go again. Yes, it is indeed Bastakunin joining Real Oviedo in the Segunda Division, that is the second division of the Spanish league. It's only a loan move for him, for a goalkeeper who has got potential to be special. Let's see how it develops over the course of the season, and we will assess our options again next season. I tell you what, boy, did we need that money from the Joseph Goodwin sale. Otherwise, I'm not sure what we would have done, but £13 million in our transfer budget. Let's go on and bring in one more player. It will be a centre-back, one of the priority positions that we're looking to strengthen this season. We have got three options right now. We've got Getstar, we have got Jalen Neal, and we have got Ronnie Edwards. They've got different qualities. If we go for Getstar, who's £10 million, I don't think we'll be able to get this one done anyway, but he's more of the centre option of our three centre-backs. In that case, Humphreys would have to move to the right-hand side, but I think I'm leaning towards the Neal here, who, physically is good. He's good on the ball as well. He's composed on the ball. Defensive awareness there is solid. Ronnie Edwards, similar type of player, very athletic, the same as Jalen Neal. Both players are capable of playing out on the right-sided centre-back position. They're both athletic. They both got decent reaction. They're both good on the ball. Okay, maybe Ronnie Edwards a little bit better on the ball, but in terms of how much we have to pay to sign them, and in terms of their current wages at the moment, 7k for Neil, and you've got Edwards who is on 34k, and you've got Getchner is on 7.5k as well, but on £10 million, at least we will have to spend for that deal. I think Jalen Neal makes perfect sense. 6'1" as well, is just in between Getchner, who is 6'3", and we've got Edwards, who is still showing us 5'11" on the game, even though I believe he's about 6'1" in real life. But I think Neal is the option to go for. Let's go on and get this one sorted. And let's be honest, we were never going to pay his release clause of £9.3 million, were we? But £6.5 million opening offer, 15% sell-on clause. Let's see what Montreal say. They're asking for Lorrington, a swap deal. We're already short in midfield. We're not going to make ourselves even shorter there. We will increase the offer slightly now to about £6.8 million. I do believe he's got 11 months left in his contract, by the way. So we could get a cut price deal here, £8.6 million. Now, that is a lot more than I want to pay for this deal. £7 million is pretty much the maximum I'm willing to go. £7 million. Otherwise, we will go for Ronnie Edwards, £8.6 million. Nah, it's just too much. We cannot pay more than his market value for a player who has got 11 months left in his contract. £7 million. Take it or leave it. They're going to take some time to think about it. Let's see what happens. Otherwise, we might just go for Ronnie Edwards. Oh yes, Montreal are happy to take the £7 million now. However, they are insisting on 11% sell-on clause. If that's the case, we can negotiate a little bit more and just pay slightly less there. I am happy to give them the 11% sell-on clause that they are asking for. How about £6.8 million? and 11%, sell-on clause 12%, 6.8. That's not a bad deal. Now, the last thing that I want is for them to change their mind on this and go back to the £8 million that they were asking for before. Let's just accept that. Everyone is happy. We will sort out a contract for the player. And here we go for our second signing of the season. It is Jalen Neal. I think we've signed a really good player in terms of his attributes, what he will bring to this team in that right-sided centre-back position at 76 rated, 25 years of age. He's just about going into his prime years, to be fair. I think in terms of value for money as well, and in wages, 20k in wages, that is not too bad at all. He will take the number 2 shirt for the season. Welcome to Tranmere Rovers, Jalen Neal. You know, given how the team is looking at the moment with the signings of Neal and Chambers, we're looking much better than last season. Now, ideally, I would want to bring in 3 more players, 1 centre midfielder, 1 centre attacking midfielder, and 1 wide player. That's ideally, but given the fact that we've only got just over £4 million, we have to prioritise. And for me, a backup to Charlie Savage and Lauritsen should be the position that we're looking to strengthen next. Yes, we've got the likes of Caleb Parkin, we've got Henry, but I don't think both players are good enough to be third choice option in this team right now. I'm happy for them to be 4th and 5th choice options, don't get me wrong, but direct sort of replacement off the bench to these two, I don't think they're good enough quite yet. We maybe might need to sell to bring in 1 more player. I mean, Leo Kono have handed in a transfer request because he's been asking for his contract to be looked at. I'm going to do that shortly just to see if we can agree on a reasonable wage. Otherwise, I'll just let him go and then bring in a youth academy player to take his spots. Honestly, I would like to keep him here, Leo Kono, given the fact that he's been a fantastic servant for us. He's one of those, even last season when he played, and even though he's only 66 rated, he doesn't look out of place. And for 1 more option in the squad, homegrown player as well, fantastic servant, like I said, experienced player, I will be happy to keep him. The issue though is wages. He's currently on 6. Come on, I'm not going to give him 19k. We have just given our new signing, Neal, who is 76 rated. We've just given him 20k in wages. There is no way we're going to give a 66 rated player 19k in wages. I'm happy to go up to 12k, and that's the maximum. I can bump that signing on bonus up to about 300k, but that is the maximum I'm willing to go for in 12k. Otherwise, we will just cash in on him with 11 months left in his contract. Yeah, that is not going to work. End the negotiation. We're not going to give him 19k. We will listen to offers for him, which is a shame because I want to keep him, honestly. But we can't do that in that absurd amount of money for a 66 rated player. Here is Leo Kono joining Kansas City. We couldn't agree on that wages, as we said, and there was no point trying to keep him to then lose him on a free whilst we need to bring in cash to the team. Right now, the best thing to do was to cash in on him with 11 months left in his contract. It's not much, it's only 700k, but every little penny makes a difference for us right now. Good luck to him over in the States. And we've got a breaking news here. Tranmere Rovers have agreed a sponsorship deal with Hong Kong and Shanghai Banking Corporation, HSBC Limited, for the naming rights of their new 30,000 capacity stadium. The deal is estimated to be worth around £3.5 million per year over 5 years, and sources confirm that Tranmere Rovers could earn as much as £5 million per year if they qualify for the Champions League in that time. And the new 30,000 capacity stadium is set to be named HSBC Arena, and if everything goes as planned, Tranmere Rovers could be playing their first game of the 2029-2030 season in the new stadium. So let's play our first game of the new season then, the 2029-2030 season. It's Bournemouth. We are at home. Unfortunately though, it's not going to be at the new 30,000 HSBC Arena. Our first game here for technical issues, and of course, stadium safety is not quite completed, but it should be ready for our next home game. But our first few games of the season, we've got Bournemouth in the league, West Ham, Charlton Athletic in the Carabao Cup, We've got Wolverhampton Wanderers and Crystal Palace. It's not quite the squad that we want yet, but certainly that starting 11 is good enough to compete here against Bournemouth. Come on, the Rovers. And the fans have gathered here for one last time at Prenton Park to say goodbye to a stadium that have saw us gain promotions all the way from League 2 to Premier League football. It's worked out quite nicely, by the way, the fact that we've got one final game here to be able to say goodbyes. Can we get a window? Can we get a send-off here for the very last time before we move to the HSBC Arena from our next home game? Jalen Neal starts, the centre-back we have signed this season, and Luke Chambers starts in the left midfield position. You could say left wing back if you want, but the game has got it down as a left midfielder. Bournemouth have got Locatelli in midfield. I think we ended last season against Bournemouth and we've started the new season against them as well, which is a little bit strange. It could just be coincidence, the fact that we're playing Bournemouth back-to-back games from last season to this season. What I want to see with this formation, though, is more possession. I want to see our wide players high up the pitch, just like this. Callum cross into the box. Luke Chambers, I was going to say, not Callum Chambers. Luke Chambers making that overlapping run from that left-hand side. We want to press high up the pitch, just like this as well. Look at the position of the defenders right in the middle of the pitch. And if we can press high, if we can keep a lot more of the ball this season, this is one of the best formations you can use on the game, by the way. But it does require specialist positions or specialist players in all positions. And Luke Chambers will go back to Charlie Webster here, looking for the shooting opportunity. Oh my goodness. Charlie Webster, captain, leader, legend. What a finish. And now if that's the goal that wins us this game, if this is the final goal we score at Prenton Park, what a way to do it. Absolute cracking finish for a player who can do pretty much everything as a midfielder. We just love him here, you know. Oh, Charlie Webster he's just unbelievable for a midfielder, man. When we signed him, I was playing him a little bit deeper. Oh, excellent there, Jalen Neal. That's what we want from him. That recovery pace, that ability to make interceptions, slight tackles like that. We want to see, or hopefully we will see a lot more of that from him this season. But certainly excellent start to the game here. He's been taken out there. Harveyville, he's gone. I do believe he's going to do a little bit better. Not just for Harveyville, though, both on the left-hand side as well. Our wide players will do a little bit better this season in terms of goal contributions. Oh, the free kick couldn't result to anything. Bournemouth here, counter-attacking opportunity. Jacobs on the run. Oh, Harveyville, you absolute beauty. The determination there to win that one back. It's been an excellent start to this half, you know. Yes, we've only scored a one goal. We haven't really created any clear-cut opportunity, to be honest. He was offside there. But we have absolutely dominated in terms of possessions, in terms of the territory. We have gained those possession as well. It's quite important. I mean, look at this, 81% possession. We've recovered the balls. We're recovering the ball every 6 seconds compared to 21 seconds for Bournemouth. That just shows the high press so far. I know it's only first half, but the high press so far is certainly working in the new formation. Of course, all of this doesn't matter if we don't go on to take all 3 points in this game. I would expect Bournemouth to come out the second half a little bit better. Jacobs goes for it. The block. Now Sinistera. Oh, near post. But it looks like Humphreys was there at the right time. Vital clearance there from the centre-back, who's going to play an important role for us. Bournemouth have come out of the second half flying, all guns blazing. It's a shot on target. It's a big save from Bergstrom. It's Kone. Inside to Lauritsen. For the first time in the second half, by the way, we are keeping possession exactly where we want to keep it. Kerr creates a shooting angle for himself there. Is that a save or a goal kick? I think it's a goal kick, just narrowly off target. It felt close though. Sinistera being replaced by Dango and Altara, the goal scorer, by the way, in the last season. Yeah, he did score against us, didn't he? That's that goal that showed us the goal line technology. I wasn't too sure why, but yeah, he did get that scrappy goal for Bournemouth. The substitutions to freshen the team up. It's looking like it's working so far. It's a good ball from Descartes to Charlie Savage. A little bit of space here though. Bournemouth pushing forward to try and get that equaliser. Reaches Kone. Oh, that's a second. Absolute clinical. It normally takes him a few games to get into rhythm and start scoring goals, but he's done so in the first game of the new season. And surely it's game over. Surely this is 3 point for us now. Over the top, Humphries again. Clean sheet, please. Long range shot, straight to the hands of the keeper. Come on, just keep it now. The referee would allow us to carry on here. It's gone past the 2 minutes of stoppage time. Maybe one final opportunity trying to slip in. And Kirkip there was made an excellent run, but well defended. And we've got the victory, our final game of Prenton Park. We come away with a victory, and very important as well. We get all 3 points in our first game of the season. It took us 4 games or 5 games to be able to get our first win last season, and we have done so in the first game here. This might be signs of good things to come, but no need to be carried away just yet. We'll take it game by game. And here is one more outgoing then as we say our goodbye to Adamson, a player who has been a cup hero for us in the last few seasons, to be honest. Youth Academy graduate joining Santa Clara for £2.3 million. One of the few players that we could sell to try and raise some funds. That's the only reason I'm letting him go, to be honest. Like I said, he's been a cup hero for us in the last few seasons, but good luck to him. £2.3 million, we will take that. And we will leave it at that for today's episode then. Good start to the season, a win in our opening game, just what we wanted. We wouldn't have asked for any better, to be honest. A win, a clean sheet, couple of signings we've brought in today's episode, and of course, a couple of players leaving as well. We've got about £8 million to strengthen 2 positions, centre mid and maybe centre attacking midfielder. We might need to bring in one of those on loan, so let me know if there is any player that you think would fit into this team as a loan signing from now to the end of the season, maybe with a view of making it permanent, and I'm happy to listen to those. But smash a like on the video if you have enjoyed this one, and of course subscribe to the channel if you're new to it, and I will see you all in the next one. Thanks for watching, and bye for now.